Drunk Turkey Show says here, Mason's going to start for the Saints next year. Look, I wish him more luck. I'm not a hate the Mason guy. Mason's first year was better than Pickett's. Well, we've got to wait to see, we've got to wait to see what happens with Pickett. And I don't even care. I'm not going to compare Pickett to Mason, Pickett to Trubisky or whatever. I just want to see Pickett get better. I believe he is getting better in this offense. He hasn't thrown any interceptions in the last 2 games. He linked up well with George Pickens. He linked up with Muth. But then other than that, they just went away from it, because what I can't stand on the offense, what I really can't stand on the offense is these gimmicky plays in certain situations where they don't make sense. That shovel pass to Gentry, 50 yards out, doesn't make sense. Where's he going to go? Shovel pass play, that's not on Pickett. That's on the coach. Where's he meant to go? He shovel passes it, boom, right? Shovel pass to Gentry, straight away. All the guys rush in, tackle the bloke. He's done. Doesn't make sense, right? The other play too I found was really comical and stupid was the reverse to Sims, down by 4 points, 7 minutes to go, also around the 50-yard mark after the second half. They reverse him, and it didn't make sense in that point. It didn't make sense at all. Now I like the reverses sometimes, like sparingly. I did like the ones that George Pickens used last week. I thought that was fantastic. It surprised me. It was out of nowhere, right? But some of these plays just don't make sense. Same as the flea flicker. You have a big play to George, and the next minute you run a flea flicker. I was like, what are you doing, right? And who we got in here? We got g'day, Trevor. What's going on, mate? Yeah, just stream for a bit, mate. Just getting this a question and answer show. Getting off my chest. You guys can have any questions you want, and I'll answer them. Fact is, a third-round quarterback less skill position is doing better than Pickett's. He's a first-rounder. Yeah, but how can you control that? You can't control the where he's chosen, man. What do you mean? You're talking to the wrong guy, and I can't wait till I show, bro. You're talking to the wrong guy. I'm not picking. I'll tell you what now. To me, foundationally speaking, it's the coach, offensive coordinator, and then it goes to the players. The offensive coordinator is giving Kenny Pickett the worst chance to succeed. That to me is end point, right? And look, you do bring it up though, right? Pickett's accuracy is worrying, of course, right? He can try and get better. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback out there, but when you give the guy a bad playbook and a bad offensive coordinator, that is Matt Canada, it all starts from there. Got to give the guy another chance with someone else coming in who's going to hone his skills. But they played well against the Saints. They played really well against the Saints. They ran the ball effectively. Even Kenny Pickett got out on some runs and was firing the ball with accuracy. Sure, he overthrew some players, but that's part of the NFL too. I'm just kind of done on this hating on Pickett, man. Just see what can happen after a year. And you can't compare him, in my opinion, you can't compare him to Mason Rudolph, right? What they probably should have done. Here's what they probably should have done. In all reality, if we can go back, all right, to the very start of the offseason, this is why I found it funny. If you wanted to draft Kenny Pickett, go and draft him. Go and get it done. Sure, get the guy, right? Get him wherever you want to get him. They probably should have started Mason Rudolph. The fact is, though, so many Pittsburgh Steeler fans laid shit on Mason Rudolph completely. They never gave the guy a chance. If you wanted to make this year the rebuilding year, you play Mason Rudolph. You don't even worry about getting Trubisky. Or if you go and get Trubisky, you tell Trubisky that he's second and not first. That's what you say. You say, we're going with Mason Rudolph. He's our guy this year. You draft Kenny and you tell the media, you tell everyone and say, you know what? Kenny's going to be on the bench. We're not going to play Kenny the whole year. The order's going to be Mason Rudolph, and we have our backup in Trubisky, and Kenny's going to be our future guy. We're going to bleed him in the way it is. Then you have there's no rookie problems. There's no interceptions. You're playing a guy, the Mason Rudolph, you know who he is. And if you play the same stinking way anyway, you end up with the same result, 3-7 or 2-8. That's where they should have went. But they fucked up. They went and got Trubisky, and they played him in. He sucked, and they had to throw in Kenny because they couldn't go to Mason Rudolph at that point. And now they'll never go to Mason Rudolph, right? It doesn't make any sense. I think the media, I think the fans got into the organization. I think also the bigger politics of what sells more jerseys. Kenny Pickett sells more jerseys than does a Mason Rudolph playing at QB number 1. I think all these things come into it, right? I think they should have, in reality, they should have just played Mason Rudolph as number one and see what could happen and get a quarterback number two and fight this year out and see what would happen throughout the whole duration and probably never play Kenny Pickett. But guys like me and guys like Steeler fans were yelling out, Kenny, Kenny, Kenny. And now, after some adversity and some losses, where the fuck are we? We're in the same position we were at the start of the season. We're zero. We're nothing, right? Because every single Steeler fan was yelling for Kenny. And the minute that he starts to lose, we say he's a bust. And that's the problem, man. That's why I don't like it. I'm just kind of sick of it. I'm sick of it that we give up so early when we know that one of the common problems of this whole Steeler team, one of the big problems is Matt Canada. We all know that. That's the big problem right there. And of course, another problem is Coach Tomlin too. Big problem. He hasn't got his team ready for years and years and years. It hasn't happened. I'm just kind of over. You have the easy scapegoat right now is to pick on Pickett because he's a rookie guy. He's not playing well. But even if you get rid of him or say he's a bust, to me, this is a bigger fault just by choosing one player or a quarterback isn't going to fix this team. There's something wrong with this culture. And it started from, in my opinion, 2016, 2017, when they lost that playoff game against the Patriots. From there, something has changed. The guys don't care anymore. I thought it might have been Claypool being a bit of a cancer locker room, the TikToks, right? The team doesn't care. Overall, they're so skillful. A lot of those players are very skillful. Miles Jack, all these dudes, Minka, TJ Watt, so skillful. But they're not coming together as a unit, and it's bigger than just laying the smackdown on Kenny Pickett and say, he's a bust, he's the worst, he can't do this. When in reality, they should be giving him the defense and the run game and all these guys who have been there a few years should be helping out Kenny Pickett, not laying shit on him saying he's crap, right? He's not doing anything, right? It doesn't make any sense. And of course, there are guys out there like DJ. Even Kenny said that DJ wasn't getting targeted enough. He wasn't getting moving around. To me, fundamentally speaking, it comes from the offensive coordinator who's meant to coordinate the whole thing, and his offense is 32nd worst in the league. It starts with him. Starts with the playbook. Starts with those kind of mannerisms and those kind of things where the Jermaine Pratt came out and said we knew exactly what they were going to run. So they went out and executed, and they stuffed them up. The Bengals knew what they're going to run. The opposing teams and you and I at home know exactly what they're going to run. We've seen it all before. They go in motion for no reason. It doesn't work. They hand the football. They shovel past a Gentry, or they do the reverses, or these fucking weird fucking things. When in reality, you just want to see them expand the football down the field and target George Pickens over the top if you can. That one did work. That Kenny Pickett, we have to be 32nd, Ryan. I think we have to. We're something like that, right? But that big pass to George Pickens over Mike Hilton, the size difference of that could because Matt Canada doesn't know how to use his skillful players over the opposing defense. I'm pretty sure, from what I know from being here in Australia, so far disconnected, right? I reckon that Matt Canada doesn't scheme against the opponent. He more or less tries to does his thing, and his thing doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And then, of course, right? Of course, his defense, the defense is even worse. The defense has all these stars on it, Kazi and all these dudes and TJs and all these dudes, and they allow 37 points in your home. Fundamentally speaking, it's from the coaching and the players down that this locker room, it's lost. Like Cameron Hayward can't fix this. TJ Watt can't fix this. This something needs to change, and we've been saying it for so long. I'm not saying fire Tomlin, but you could come back to that and say, if Tomlin walked away and go, you know what, my time's up. You go, okay, let's go find someone else. We'll figure it out. Because right now, Tomlin's guys aren't getting it done. They're not. There's no one. It's just beyond frustrating, right? To me, it's too early. And I know you had this conversation with Nate the other day. To me, it's too early to say that he's a bust or not. And I don't think. You know what? Here's the point. Say he is a bust, right? Say he's a bust. We go and get another quarterback. So you're going to have Kenny Pickett on the roster, and you're going to have another quarterback. I don't think the Steelers are going to do that. I don't think the Steelers are going to go and get two quarterbacks, plus possibly what will they do with Trubisky? What will they do with Rudolph's probably going to go away? Why would you go and get another quarterback? So back-to-back drafts, in your first pick, you to me, you have to go the O-line, or you need some spark player on the defense to build this team back where it used to be. Run the football, short passing game. Don't pass the rock more than 30, 35 times and see where you go. I'm just telling you, fundamentally speaking, the coordinator frustrates me, and it frustrates Steeler Nation. It's not just on Kenny Pickett that he can't throw the ball deep. If he can't throw the ball deep, throw the ball short and scheme it that way. But he doesn't do that. They throw the ball too short. They throw the ball in screens. They throw the ball in scenarios you're like, what are you doing, right? And even they don't allow him to test the defense. It was 3rd and 25, and they ran a draw play. At least test the defense. It doesn't make any sense. 3 was 6 and 10, 15 and 1. Big one was you're only good. No, I disagree. There's other players on the team as well. Big Ben was the guy for us. Yes, Big Ben won Super Bowls, but you're as good as coaching. You're as good as defense. You're as good as everything else involved. And right now, this team has it. If you're laying everything on Pickett, I can't see that. If the whole failure of this season is on Pickett, I don't see that. I think that's a silly take, to be honest. Why would you lay everything on Pickett? The defense sucks too. TJ Watt being out, there's no plan for TJ Watt being out. This team, in a nutshell, is just infuriating to watch, and it's like it gives you a bit of hope, and then it doesn't. That's what is annoying, and to me, it comes down to coaching, and even my mate Michael, he's been telling me that I'm going to go to the dark side. I'm going to go to the dark side and support the idea of getting rid of Tomlin. Now, I'm not saying I'm doing that, but it's tempting. It's tempting to go that side, right? Pickett's a rookie. The O-line is dismal. The defense is overpaid. There you go. Look, that's in a nutshell. But I'm not saying I'm going that way just yet. I'm just saying overall, it's frustrating. It's beyond frustrating because you have the 20-17 and you can win the game. You can win that game if you want to, and the players don't want to. Right? That's why. So to me, the Pickett is awful. He can't throw. His hands are small. He can't throw outside. I think that's crap. It's all crap. Like, let him play. The point is, the Steelers put him in this position now, right? They probably stuffed that. What they should have done was played a veteran quarterback probably the whole year with a backup, made Kenny the third one, and then no Steeler fans will be talking about Kenny at all unless those two quarterbacks stuffed up. And to another degree, it doesn't matter who the fuck we put at quarterback. It doesn't matter who we put there because Steeler fans, no matter who it is at quarterback, if he fucking sucks, they will cheer someone else to get in. That's what happens. That's why we are spoiled. No matter who we put there, if it's Mitchell Trubisky, if it's Kenny, if it's Rudolph, if it's Duck, it doesn't matter. If it's Big Ben near the end, it doesn't matter who we put there. If they suck and they stink or the team's losing, then we always go for the next guy. That's instant gratification. We always go for the next guy. I'm going to ride it out and cheer Kenny on to see what can happen with Kenny. That's what I'm going to do because I believe he can get better, and he has gotten better over the last 2 games. What does Pickett do compared to the... See, I don't even care. I don't even care. Look, I'm just watching him play. I honestly don't care what he does to the other division. In the other quarterbacks in the division, Joe Burrow was pretty bad his first year. Lamar Jackson, of course, he can run the ball. I don't even care. You can have all 22, mate. I don't understand. I don't understand why you're picking on Pickett so much. Like, what's the vendetta? It's almost as bad as picking on Rudolph. Like, even if he's this terrible, right? You still have to give him time. You have to give him time for this year, and that's why I'm saying they might have stuffed up. Right? Give him time over the next 7 games, and then see what happens. If he goes out next week and throws 3 TDs, then where's the all 22? I think Pickett has been playing well enough over the last few games to give the Steelers a chance to win. But you come out in this offensive scheme or this coordinator is frustrating to watch. And the foundational wise, no matter who plays in this offense, it's going to suck. The quarterback's going to suck. I'm telling you that. The team, it sucks like that. It does. I said that too. I said he sucks. I feel honestly, goodness, I feel like I'm trying to be a troll, man. Like what? I can't handle it. The thing is, overall, in a nutshell, the thing is, in my opinion, it starts with Tomlin. It starts with uh, that Canada, and then it kind of falls away. Like we have players on this team, Pickens, all these dudes. We have all the players, right? We have them. But if you don't call successful plays or scheme a drive to go down the field, a lot of the problem should fall on you, right? Of course, if Pickett's throwing the ball deep over people's hands and not getting there, sure, these are rookie woes you go through. But at the end of the day, to start the game, planning your team to get for a victory falls on the offensive coordinator because he coordinates the offense, and they're not doing that. He's doing a shit job. So, and I've said that I wasn't a fan of Trubisky. That's why I said I thought they probably should have went. The amount of hate that Rudolph got boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. No, but you've been saying it for the last few days. You've been saying this. Pickett, 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 Pickett. And you're saying he hasn't got the arm and this kind of stuff. I see that. I don't even care. I don't even care if he hasn't got the arm. Like, I don't care. I just want to see this team be successful. And they're not doing that with this offensive coordinator, right? He made a good throw. If he hasn't got the arm, then you can't blame the arm on Kenny Pickett in that last pass where two Bengals defenders clashed into each other. All George had to do, George ran down the field. He's a receiver. He's a big receiver. He ran down the field, and he should have caught that ball. Now, the TD wouldn't have made a difference. The TD was in garbage time where, for some fucking reason, the team wanted to go out there and play hard in the last 2 minutes. And the whole offense opened up in the last 2 minutes. It was firing the football down the field. Now, is that on Kenny? Is that pass on Kenny that went over the top, perfect position, and George Pickens dropped it? It's mind-boggling, man. It's mind-boggling. It can't be on Kenny. It starts with coordinator, and it goes throughout the whole team. It goes throughout the receivers, the O-line, the blocking schemes, the run game. You don't put Kenny in here to go win you a Super Bowl. Kenny's in here to learn. To learn and get better and hopefully have a better second year. And what you would hope to see is if they were to do well this year to go up above 500 would be to run the rock and play good defense. And they just haven't done that all year. The defense, the front four can't get to the quarterback. TJ goes out and the team goes missing. Secondary-wise, they're done. They're toast. That's what I'm saying. Because on two good plays down the field, there was also one as well. There was one to who was it? To Muth. That was a good play too. There are some good plays and it was also the feed to Warren, right? I don't understand. I reckon, dude, you must be team hate Kenny Pickett or something. I'm telling you. Why are you focusing all your energy on hating Kenny Pickett when he's a rookie? And there are much bigger problems, I believe, in this team, like not just on the quarterback, all over the shop. Like the run game, everything. There's so many different holes you can pick. And you're focusing like Tom Brady, laser focus on saying this guy sucks, he's the worst. He can't do this, he can't do that. Right? We got him now. You kind of have to go with it. You can't do anything else. The QB is just fine. They said something about Tua. I'm honestly goodness, you're the only bloke, Daniel, mate. The only bloke I know in this Steeler thing so far, in all the podcasts I watch, that's hammering down on Pickett. And if you're right, you'll be right in 7 games. But the thing is, you have to stick with him for 7 games, no matter what. The point they put in now is you have to go with Kenny Pickett right now. You have to. You can't do anything else. They've got to scheme around him, right? If what you're saying is correct and why isn't, I'm not even talking about McDaniels. I'm not talking about these other dudes. I'm just simply this factual evidence right now. Factual evidence is if you can say that the Matt Canada offense is great, then yes, it's on Kenny. If the Matt Canada offense is fantastic and a good offense, then yes, it's on Kenny. But you can't say that. You can't say that the Matt Canada offense is great, right? You can't say it because foundationally speaking, the offense philosophy is awful. How are you not prepared coming out of the second half and your first play coming out of the second half is a receiver screen to DJ, which goes -1 yards. That's on coaching, right? And the players can only do the best of their ability to see what they can do inside that offense. Okay, they need to get better, and they're not doing that. You have to give him time. Michael says here we run a Pee-wee off of 10 plays. Exactly right. Exactly right. We run 10 or 15 plays. Jermaine Pratt came out yesterday, and I had this tweet. Wrong one. Jermaine Pratt came out and said, just settling down. It was us giving them plays. We knew what they were going to do. We knew what they were going to do. The Bengals linebacker said we knew what they were going to do. They like to do the same plays over and over, right? And of course, Kenny Pickett is the extension of this offense, and Kenny Pickett will get blamed as soon as he has a bad game, right? But it can't be all on him. You can't put the whole pressure on him. I don't get that. All right. Even DJ says here, Pickett says here that they weren't letting him get singled up. Frustrating when a good player and talented like DJ, right? They try and take him out of the game plan. Maybe move him around more and get him in different spots. Pretty much Kenny Pickett is saying to the coach, you're not scheming DJ enough. That's what they're saying. So I'm just done. It definitely is a true heel, man. If you want to play both sides, like on the unofficial Steeler podcast, I just don't see it. I know we can't agree on everything, but obviously your narrative within this season is saying Kenny sucks, and I'm saying give Kenny time. Me and Nate both agree when we get on tomorrow, it's going to be fun because like I just don't see it. I see fundamentally speaking is the offense sucks, and that's where it's at. You've seen this over 2 years. Because we've seen the exact same thing. The common denominator, if you were to pinpoint in a lineup of people and say who's the biggest problem for this offense, right? I'll put a poll out. I'll put a poll out straight after. Who's the biggest problem for this offense? You'll get about 80% will say Matt Canada. That's what I'm saying. So what? He's got a weak arm. But still, you still have to let him play. You know, it seems like, I'm telling you, man, the whole narrative is you're saying that Kenny's shit and they got to go. Pretty much, you're saying Kenny's shit and they have to go find someone else. That's what you're saying. And what I'm saying is maybe Kenny is shit, but give him time. What the fuck, man? You got to give the player time. Like I said, if we keep doing this, you'll send everyone crazy. If you say he's shit, this guy's shit, he's shit, you keep going, then the next guy comes in. Who is it? CJ Stroud? What are you going to do with CJ Stroud struggles? When CJ Stroud gets into the organization, then you say he's shit. It never stops. Whoever's at quarterback is at fault with Steeler Nation. That's the thing. Kenny Pickett, and I'm not saying he's the greatest either, right? Kenny Pickett has played 7 games or 6.5 games. He has 155 completions, 237 attempts, 65% completions, 1,426 yards, 6.0 average. Sure, that's pretty bad. 3 TDs and 8 interceptions. 36 longest, 20 sacks. QBR 43. It's a rookie. What do you want to do? Alrighty, coming to the end. Yeah, big time. I hear that. Tua has fast receivers, and yeah. So we can't put it all on Kenny then. Well, you know what, mate? If he's average, then that's fine. If he's average now, that's fine. This team, in my opinion, you don't need a guy to be, of course, you're never going to find a Big Ben in a long time. If Kenny's that guy to be average, then everything around that, if he's average, if you're saying he's average, and everything around Kenny needs to be gold. And it's not gold. Offensive coordinator sucks balls. The offensive line sucks balls. The receivers, like Claypool when he was there, sucks. DJ doesn't want to play, right? Pickens is trying, but he's still a rookie too. Everything around Kenny, there's no pieces around him. He's just a rookie playing the game. All right. Dolphins have a legit offense head coach finally. Yeah, big time. Tua has Tyreek Hill. If Pickett had Tyreek Hill, look, I'm telling you, I don't understand where the Kenny hate comes from. The minute that we lose the game, there is the notion of so much Kenny hate goes towards him, when in reality, the blame or the failure should be spread out throughout. The blame with this team should be spread out throughout. And foundationally speaking, it's from the top to the bottom, and the players get involved too. Not just honing it on one person because he can't throw deep, but he did throw deep, and he's getting better. He didn't throw these interceptions, and some of those 8 interceptions aren't even on Kenny. The first one was on Claypool for sure, right? Some of them aren't on Kenny. Some of them were on DJ that he pushed up like a volleyball, reverse spike, and it went up in the air. They're not all on Kenny. He's played seven games.